Looks better.
Okay, we are recording.
Cool.
So here we are. We have finally
All right.
seen the Snyder Cut. 4 hour Snyder Cut.
Yeah, that was quite
wow.
a long one.
It's probably one of the.
That was long and
would
intense.
Would it be the longest movie you've ever seen? Or maybe not.
For sure for me.
Probably not if you include Lord of the Rings.
True. Well, no, Lord of the Rings. I mean, the longest was what, 3.5, right? Like the part 3, Return of the King.
Did you include the extended editions?
Yeah, even the extended edition wouldn't reach 4 hours, right?
Maybe.
Look it up. I think this would actually beat that. Yeah. So this is an epic 4 hours and 2 minutes, including the credits.
In one sitting.
Well, we did have a 10-minute in break in between.
Yeah.
Total intermission.
I mean, it's good that they split it up into parts so that if you wanted to, you could watch it like in chunks.
6 settings.
Yeah, and not.
That was a good idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, did it feel like 4 hours? I mean, it was long, but I thought it was okay. Like it wasn't
not as long as I thought.
Yeah,
it was long, and it made a really bad movie until something that is more decent.
Yeah. I mean, because the cut we saw. So all of you have seen the 2017 one, yeah?
Yep.
That came out in like 2017.
2017. Yeah.
I even have this photo that I took.
Yeah.
It shows
nice.
November. It was back in November 2017. So it's actually been more than 3 years.
3.5 years.
Almost 3.5, isn't it? March 2021.
Yeah, over 3 years.
But at least with this movie, we get a bit of details of who the characters are instead of just matching it in with no heads or tails like the original.
Yeah, that's right. Especially some characters like Cyborg, for instance.
Yep, and the Flash, which we have no story of.
Yeah, the Flash, we got a really cool introduction to him as well. Yeah, with when he was saving Iris West.
Yeah, that's probably Iris West, who's Iris West Allen later, probably.
Yeah, so that was a cool introduction. So
it was definitely portrayed the Flash much better, right? And the way they put it into chapters is the story flowed a bit more as well.
Yeah, and exactly, they changed the story from the other one as well. And they added a new character, which we didn't see before, Desaad.
Darkseid.
Oh, Desaad, yeah.
Yeah, Desaad we finally get to see, and even Darkseid we never actually saw him, but he was mentioned before. And now we do.
We actually get to see Darkseid.
Yeah, that's right. Because in the 2017 version, all we saw was Steppenwolf, which was kind of lame. A lot of people say he was a lame villain, and the CGI was kind of dodgy. This one, he looked better, I think.
Yeah, definitely better.
Yeah, they definitely fixed that, as well as the CGI around the armor as well.
Yeah, as well as his motivation for what he's doing, right? Because in this 2017, we kind of didn't really know why he's looking for the mother boxes. So
yeah, so at least they explained it, because like the original had no heads or tails, they kind of rushed it all.
Yeah, and the original was actually trying to set him up as the main bad guy, right? But in this one, we see that actually no, he's just trying to please Darkseid. He's not really the big bad.
I think introducing Darkseid helped fill out his story.
Yeah.
They definitely did. So this cut, even though it's still not the best movie, it's definitely more fleshed out and probably a better movie overall.
Yeah, I mean, even I think the Rotten Tomatoes score has it. I think it's actually Zack Snyder's best Rotten Tomatoes scored movie.
Oh wow!
Right now.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
That's good.
On top, over what was it, BVS and Man of Steel.
Man of Steel was not so great either.
It was okay, you know, and then it kind of like went a bit downhill with BVS. But see, the thing is, a lot of people at the time were complaining about how dark it was and how grim, and you know, there's no jokes, no humor. But if you look at the Snyder Cut that we just saw, there's actually a few jokes in there.
A few jokes,
It's not as grim, right?
A few comic relief, yeah.
Especially
a few bits.
Flash. Bruce Wayne. Yeah. Flash, Bruce Wayne scene.
Yeah.
What's your superpower? Is it
I'm rich.
That came
no,
from
that wasn't. That was.
I think it was an original.
Well. Yeah, that was in the original as well.
So yeah. So that one was in the original. But yeah.
Yep. But at least we get more of the interaction between Cyborg and the Flash as well.
Oh yeah. Especially when they were digging up the Superman's body, the graveyard scene.
Yep. But in this movie, they still do not call him the Flash as of yet.
Not yet. Yeah. In fact, they don't need call Aquaman either, right? Obviously they call Superman, but Aquaman,
and Cyborg, but they didn't really call the Flash the Flash.
Yeah, they call him Barry. Yeah. I thought in chapter 1, Batman did say, "Oh, so you're the Aquaman." Did he say that or what?
So you're the. Did you say Aquaman?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think just the once.
You're the Aquaman. Huh.
Yeah.
There was.
And did you notice?
Yep. What did you notice?
Yeah, but at least the movie overall, they have changed a bunch of stuff, especially the ending battle. Makes more sense than what was shown in the original. Like the original one, they were saving some random family who was apparently in this abandoned area.
Yeah, I mean, there was a purely Joss Whedon edition, that Russian family.
Yeah, but it doesn't make any sense if the place was abandoned. So why is that?
Yeah. I don't know. I think he was trying to humanize it to say, hey, you know, this is one family, and kind of we try to connect us with. But yeah, it didn't quite work for.
Yeah, it definitely did not work because that made no sense.
Yeah, and it's weird, right? Because the one with the 2017 movie was like 2 hours only, and and they cut out a lot of good stuff from this one, and added that scene, which took up 6-7 minutes screen time,
which was absolutely pointless.
Yeah. So it's baffling. You know.
Yeah, it definitely made no sense to have it in there. Yeah.
Actually, one thing I really like about Zack Snyder's movies is like he really like the visuals are really good. Like he really he really knows how to pose the characters. Like a lot of the scenes you can actually kind of freeze frame, and then I think Kevin Smith describes the movie as a series of comic book splash pages. You know, like you can like frame them, and then so while we were watching the movie, I kind of like snapped a few shots. For instance, you know, like looks so cool, doesn't it? Like all this.
Yeah.
Like
it's really cool. The right posing. Yeah.
The posing, like this one.
Yeah.
And the whole movie is filmed in a 4:3 format.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's like IMAX. Yeah.
But that's how filmmaking is usually filmed anyway. But then they just cut into the box to have the 16:9 ratio.
Yeah. So I reckon, yeah, that's right. If they had like released this in cinemas, they'll probably just you'll probably miss. You probably lose the top and bottom.
Yeah. They would have.
So you'll kind of be like this. Yeah, you kind of like lose a bit of the top and
bottom. But it actually helps a lot in stabilization in terms of video photography and sort of those things. Because if you're filming in like 4:3, you don't really need much stabilization. They just cut into the part which is stable in the middle, and that's practically it. So filming in that aspect ratio is definitely a good choice.
Yeah, although the problem
but having
is
the cut in there, it doesn't look good.
Yeah.
So do you feel like you're missing something?
A lot of people say that they're missing something, but actually
you actually get more, but
you
it feels like you're missing something.
The problem is that you are watching it on a smaller screen. Like if we had watched this on IMAX, then
imagine that.
Imagine
even on a normal cinema, like would have been a better experience with all those action scenes and special effects.
Yeah.
Would have been a bit better, but unfortunately they didn't release it to the cinema.
Well, who knows? Because I think his intention is, like, at some point, I think Zack Snyder is actually thinking of the possibility of showing it at IMAX.
It's filmed in a sense which it could easily go onto IMAX. So
that's why he filmed it this way. Yeah, that's right. The aspect ratio as well, more vertical.
Well, it's more of the raw video anyway, so it's not like they cut anything out.
Yeah.
I mean, if they do release an IMAX, I'll definitely watch it again. Would you guys watch it again?
Actually, I wanted to ask as well. Like, would you? I think I would. Maybe just
probably if they have like a break as well,
like an intermission in between.
Yeah.
I mean, when's our IMAX opening? Like the one at Darling Harbour.
Isn't it open already, or is it still?
Nah.
What? It's still closed?
The IMAX? No, the one that was demolished. Remember?
They demolished it,
and then had to be cut right now, kind of like being rebuilt.
Oh, it's being rebuilt.
Well, IMAX is gonna be there, but it's gonna be other stuff as well.
Cool.
In the building.
Well, it seems like a lot of cinemas had renovations there with the situation.
Yeah. I guess they had to.
But in a way, I kind of like, because if he had released this back in 2017, I doubt that the studio would have allowed a 4-hour cut. They would have said, bring it down to at most 3.5. So in a way, I think this is actually the purest Zack Snyder cut that we'll ever get to see, because in streaming you're not constrained by length. So he could do whatever he wanted.
And he included every scene that he wanted.
So in a way, this is pure Zack Snyder.
All
4 hours of Zack Snyder goodness.
Exactly. The whole film experience.
And is there like multiple endings to continue the story?
Which is good.
It's good and it's good and bad in the sense that it's very unlikely that we'll see sequels, especially because he was kind of ending it with a cliffhanger of sorts, nightmare sequence, right? The Batman and was it Cyborg, Batman and Flash,
Deathstroke, and Mera,
and also Joker.
And armored version of Flash too. And the Joker.
So that was like kind of like a apocalyptic kind of future or something.
It's like a nightmare or something,
it's called a nightmare sequence,
which was sort of like in the original as well, but they had that right at the beginning, and we had no idea what that whole sequence was.
It was so out of context. It was like, what?
In the original Justice League movie. This one, at least it actually did make more sense. But still there's questions, which is why it's probably leading to a sequel, which may or may not come.
Well, at the moment it's a no, but who knows? Because just 3 years ago, no one would have thought that we'd be watching the Snyder Cut 3 years later.
I think he originally planned to end the movie, like to have a sequel.
So this is exactly how he intended it. So that's why he left it in.
Yeah. But it seems like the sequel, which may be for that ending scene, is like the Injustice comics in a way.
Yeah, because it's got evil Superman, and I think the whole thing that triggered it is the death of Lois Lane.
Yeah, which was the Injustice comics
story,
thing.
right?
Yeah.
So I think, he's gonna do Injustice if he ever got the chance.
Give it another 4 years.
Who knows? The fan movement has been pretty successful so far. So the release the Snyder Cut movement has succeeded. So maybe now they'll continue with restore. I saw a new hashtag actually, restore the Snyderverse.
Snyderverse.
Yeah, I think that might be a bit better. But still, DC is controlled by multiple different creators, so it's not like a central platform.
Well, DC has pretty much moved on from his vision, So...
Yeah, but it's still like multiple different creators, which don't really tend to agree in like a central universe per se. Well, they sort of are, but they tend to do their own thing in their own universe.
Yeah, but I think originally that the intention was to have a shared kind of like Marvel style thing, and that's why they asked Zack Snyder to come in and do it. And then when Justice League bombed, they then said, "Oh, we're not going there anymore. We're just gonna do this individual movies like Shazam and Wonder Woman, Aquaman,
which still doesn't really make sense. Like if you watch the Wonder Woman 84 movie, how does that apply now to what's happened in the new Justice League movie or future movies? Does it actually have an impact or not?
So I think the official word is they are treating the Snyder Cut as an alternate Elseworld universe. I think they're still treating the 2017 version as canon. So
but would Wonder Woman 84 be canon? If they didn't really mention anything that happened in that movie or implications of that movie in future movies.
Yeah.
Because that's the question. Because if you know Marvel when they do it, everything that happens plays a part. Like WandaVision, the whole Thanos thing actually did happen, and they continued that story after that.
Yeah, there's a big link. Yeah.
So it's all connected and all
interconnected. Yeah.
But the Wonder Woman 84, I'm just saying here, it's not really as connected, or it's completely disconnected from like the story of DC is trying to say.
Yeah, well, because they jump from 1984, and then when we get to the Justice League that we see in present day, she does fly. In one scene, we saw in Snyder Cut, she flew up, and and so that's the thing, right? In 1984, she learned to fly, so maybe there's a bit of connective thread.
But the flying isn't the main thing there, so it's the actual story that's meant to flow.
So maybe the next Wonder Woman, like I guess it'll be 30 years between Justice League and WW84. Maybe they'll fill in the gap in the next Wonder Woman.
Well, the next one I think should be modern day. So, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. What's the next one from DC coming?
Oh, Suicide Squad.
Yeah, Suicide
Squad in August.
James Gunn.
Oh, James Gunn, Suicide Squad. So that one as well, they've completely redid it.
Yeah, they did.
Thank God.
Yeah, from that utter, I would say utter garbage Suicide Squad movie.
Now that's another interesting one, because when David Ayer did his cut, he was in a similar situation as Zack Snyder, that he was under a lot of pressure to change things. And so there's actually a ReleaseTheAyerCut movement.
Oh, really? It worked for Snyder Cut, right?
Well, yeah, it worked for Snyder, so why not David Ayer, right?
But still, I think it's kind of trash, which is why they completely rewrote the whole thing. Like they completely getting rid of that one and bringing in James Gunn's one.
Yeah, it's a big mess that
Complete
DC got
remake.
themselves into.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's interesting to speculate, right? Like, if Zack Snyder had released this cut in 2017, you know, maybe it would have turned out to be different from what we have now.
Yeah, but still not the
Yeah.
greatest movie, but still a lot better movie than it was.
Yeah, because I mean,
Really decent.
yeah, because I mean, it feels different from Marvel, right? Because Marvel is this very action comedy-ish style, whereas Zack Snyder is more
dark.
Well, not dark, and I think he views the DC superheroes as like the modern equivalent of the Greek legends kind of style.
He tends to tell the story a lot more, which is why it's expanded more now.
Yeah.
Like in the original, we never got the backstory of Cyborg or even the Flash. They just added them in without anything. So it's like, what the heck is going on? Like, who is this guy and why is he here?
Yeah, I mean, I think Zack Snyder, he mentioned a lot of times that he thinks that Cyborg is actually the heart of the movie for him. But we never got to see that before. Yeah, but now we do, right? Yeah, we see his whole origin and
especially this 4-hour cut. It definitely fills in the gaps for the story for Cyborg and Flash.
They really fleshed those stories out, which was a lot better.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think we'll see a Cyborg solo film because the actor Ray Fisher, he's been very vocal about. I think he kept accusing, I think, Joss Whedon of abusive behavior. When he was doing Justice League, when he took over from Zack Snyder, and so now he doesn't want to work with DC.
Okay.
So we probably won't see another Cyborg film for a while.
They'll probably have to do a recast.
Yeah. Why is it that DC Universe? It seems to be they have so much more difficulties and challenges with
because they don't. Together. Yeah, the thing is, as I said, they do not have like a central hub or a central like planning like stage.
Yeah, they need someone like Kevin Feige.
Yeah. Marvel has Marvel Studios, so everything is under the Marvel Studios banner.
Yeah,
that's true.
That's their central platform. So everything that the story goes through, it goes from like the head writers of all of the writers of Marvel. But DC, each creator does their own thing, so that's how it doesn't really connect as well.
Yeah. Well, now they create their own thing, but I think as I was saying before, right, originally it was they really wanted to have that to copy Marvel, right? But they couldn't.
Yeah, and they also tried to do it too early and added a lot of random characters without any story.
Yeah,
without any backstory.
Because Marvel was way ahead, right? So now they're saying, "Oh, we have to catch up." So then they try to do BVS, and in BVS they try to introduce Wonder Woman, right? And then try to cram 3 characters in one film.
Yeah,
and then in Justice League they had to try to. So it didn't quite work out.
Yeah, same as like Wonder Woman 84. It definitely wasn't as good as the original Wonder Woman.
Yeah, totally agree. Yeah.
That movie I felt was quite rushed as well. Yeah, it could have been better. Yeah, it lacks quite a bit. But in terms of what I would give the score now for Justice League, my original score would be like 2.5 out of 10, I guess.
Yeah.
And now it would be probably a solid 5.5 or 6.
5.5, eh? From the original. That's like a big improvement.
Yeah, it's definitely big improvement because they filled a lot of gaps which never were explained in the original.
Actually, here's 10 biggest differences from the original.
This will be good.
So the first one is obviously the runtime. We went from 2 hours to 4 hours.
Double.
Double.
So yeah, that's a big difference. Rating as well. So this one definitely had more violence in it, blood as well. Because it's our original was like PG-13.
Right.
But yeah, obviously Zack Snyder likes to showcase his grit and viscera that he's known for. So now he,
especially the beheading of
Steppenwolf.
Yeah,
well, Suicide Squad movie is also rated R now.
Oh yes,
that's great, awesome.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. I'm
Visuals,
sure it will be a lot better than the thing that they're gonna retcon.
Oh yeah, we'll see.
It'll be hard to get worse than the original. So
visual style.
For sure. Yeah, I really like the visual style in this movie.
Yeah, the visual style in this one was a lot better.
It was awesome.
Yeah. I mean, in the one we saw in 2017, it looked very funny. The colors were very orangey.
Bit corny.
It's like they were trying to, I don't know, color correct to make it look brighter, which didn't quite work.
Yeah, this one's a bit more realistic. The special effects.
Yeah, this one is definitely much darker and they say more gritty, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah, fits his style.
Darkseid.
Yeah, Darkseid is finally we see Darkseid we never saw.
Darkseid.
Darkseid.
Yeah, Steppenwolf muttered the name, but we never saw him.
That was in the original. He just muttered it for one brief moment. Yeah. Moment.
So here we actually saw him, and I really liked that flashback scene where we saw how the old gods went up. I think Amazons, Atlanteans, and humans all went up.
Yep, and the lanterns as well.
And the lanterns, the guardians, yes.
Oh yeah, that battle. That was it. That was awesome.
Apparently, they wanted Ryan Reynolds to make
an appearance as Green Lantern.
Yeah, I noticed there's a different version of Green Lantern in there. Yeah. So.
Yeah, but I didn't think Ryan Reynolds would have been up for it.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. He completely just say definitely no to that role.
Yeah, he even made fun of it in Deadpool, I think, about his role in Green Lantern.
About how bad it is, yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, Ryan Reynolds still says that that's an okay movie because he did meet his wife there as well.
Oh, Blake Lively.
Yeah.
Yeah. Blake Lively, yeah.
Yeah, Blake Lively, who ended up being the wife of Ryan Reynolds.
Yep.
But, I think they're not together anymore, I think.
Steppenwolf upgrade. Oh,
definitely better.
But just better. For a little bit as well. Ryan Reynolds did a party as well for watching the Green Lantern.
On St. Patrick's Day.
That.
Yeah. Green, yeah.
Yeah, green.
Yeah.
And also celebrating the release of this movie, he finally watches Green Lantern. That guy is hilarious.
Yeah, just trying to steal some thunder away from Snyder Cut.
Yeah. But still, that's still not a great movie, but still, whatever.
So Steppenwolf upgrade. So the version we saw, CGI really wasn't that great. But here, looks much better.
Yeah, they definitely improved the armor. It's a big upgrade.
Superman is definitely an improvement.
This suit.
And
the black suit.
And the getting rid of the mustache thing has gone a bit better, but still not great.
But there's no mustache, so.
But when he filmed it, he had a mustache.
Well, when they had to
CGI it out.
When Joss Whedon shot he did a reshoot. They had to have the mustache. He had the mustache, but Zack Snyder, obviously in all the
Took it off.
shots. Well, it's not like take it off. Like he didn't have the mustache when Zack Snyder shot.
Okay.
Because he
So they
only
added
went
it
on to
Joss Whedon.
to Mission Impossible after
Okay.
Zack Snyder's already left the
Yeah.
So when Joss Whedon came in, he said, "Oh, we need to do all these reshoots," but then, no, Henry Cavill's already moved on.
Has a mustache.
Has a mustache.
Oh, because of the other movie. I see.
Yeah.
Because
So
of,
they definitely don't have that problem.
Yeah, because Zack Snyder says, "What mustache? What do you mean?" There was. I think he had.
And all the scenes with the black suited Superman was probably one of the better ones as well.
Yeah, I really like that suit. Yeah. The black
So Zack Snyder addresses his CGI removal, and he was like, "I've only seen it in memes." Because the funny thing is, Zack Snyder has not seen the theatrical cut at all.
Oh, really?
Because a lot of people tell him not to see it because he'll be heartbroken if he did. So he doesn't get the whole
CGIing off the mustache.
CGI thing.
Yeah, I totally agree with the removal. Like Superman doesn't do well with the mustache, right? It doesn't suit his look.
Well, yeah, that's why they had to CGI it out.
Yeah, they had to CGI it out.
Yeah.
But in this version also he's got a black suit, which
which I actually do like
Evil.
better than the original one.
Yeah,
Better original. I think so.
It's,
It looks more.
I think the black suit as well is meant to be the more healing one. Like he has multiple suits for like different purposes.
For his resurrection, that's why. Yeah.
And I think in the comics as well, he did have a black suit while he was.
Yeah, when he
came back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks much more slick. The black suit.
And
More characters.
Deathstroke.
That's
Yeah,
right.
we had to be a Deathstroke, and also the surprise is Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, Martian Manhunter.
Which we see in like 2 scenes in this movie.
Yeah, one scene was when he was
Apparently.
pretending to be
Martha Kent. Yeah, I recognize she was he pretended to be Martha Kent, the red eyes, right? And he's trying to convince Lois Lane. Yeah, I picked it up later. So that was a nice little subtlety.
And then the ending, where he appeared to Bruce Wayne, Batman.
That's awesome. I guess it was a shapeshifter, so it can shift to any form, right? Any form of person.
Yep.
Okay.
So this focus on Cyborg for sure. We definitely see lots more of his
story.
origin.
His backstory.
That
his dad, relationship with his dad.
Yeah,
the story of the dad was a really interesting one because we never really saw it in the original.
Yeah.
Well, we saw like a bit of it when they saved him from the aliens, but we didn't really see everything else until now.
Yeah,
they cut off a lot of the important parts of the story.
So effectively, he made this movie a cyborg origin story.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, he did. with the intention, I think, that down the line he wanted to have a solo cyborg film, in the same way that when he introduced Wonder Woman in BVS. But obviously that never happened. Flashbacks.
But now there's a lot of casting issues for DC anyways there.
Oh yeah.
Lots.
Yeah.
Because we also lost Batman there.
Ben Affleck, I was gonna say. Yeah.
Although he is gonna appear for last time, I think, in the Flash movie coming out alongside Michael Keaton as the original 1989 Batman.
Yeah, I guess when Flash goes into the alternate universes,
Flashpoint, probably.
Yeah, the Flash. So they touched on Flashpoint in this movie, isn't it?
Yeah, they touched on it a bit.
Well, we did get to see him. So this is number 2, flashbacks. We did get to see him use his time travel power. I mean, he went back in time for a few seconds.
Yeah, so that's like a introduction.
Yeah. And also at the end, remember where the mother box?
Oh yeah.
Kind of like, and then exploded, and looks like
Destroyed
everyone's
everything.
gone.
Yeah.
And then I think he traveled back a few seconds to prevent that from happening.
They copied that from the TV show.
Okay.
Well, the question is, did the TV show copy? Because this is originally supposed to come out in 2017.
But when did that Flash episode come out?
Where did they? Yeah.
They're up to season 7 now, and I think that was like season 3 of the Flash.
3, okay. So yeah, around the same time. It looks.
Same time.
Yeah.
Probably.
It was played by a different actor, isn't it?
Grant Gustin. Yeah.
Grant Gustin, yeah.
The funny thing is, Grant Gustin Flash and this Flash actually met in one of the
we mentioned
episodes.
that before as well.
Yeah, so that was a cool little thing.
Yeah, that was the Elseworlds one.
Oh no! I think the
multiverse
crisis
one. Yeah, Crisis on Infinite Earths. That would be it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was an interesting one. But that's where Ezra Miller's Flash finally gets to hear the name The Flash.
The Flash. Oh yeah.
The Flash. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Oh yes.
Nightmare.
Yeah.
The end of the world, hallucination, Bruce. Post-apocalyptic cyborg Flash, Batman teaming with Joker and Deathstroke. To possibly steal a mother box.
Nightmare.
So that's the thing that we didn't really get to see.
Yeah, so the original, which was like an absolute like random bit in the movie.
Yeah. So is Nightmare like a concept in DC, or is it a character, a villain or something?
Nightmare is the apocalyptic Earth.
Yeah, it's the Injustice.
Yeah, Injustice story.
Okay.
Yeah.
When Superman is bad because Lois Lane died.
Yes, and that comes straight from Injustice.
Yeah.
Okay. And apparently that Superman had a kid, right? He had a kid with Lois Lane.
Yeah.
But not his kid.
Actually, in this movie, didn't we see hints of Lois Lane's pregnancy? I think there was something there.
Yeah, at the end when he went to the farmhouse.
Yeah.
She was carrying some baby basket with baby stuff. Yeah.
I probably missed that then. Well, anyway, if you haven't seen the Injustice comics, it's also a game on Injustice as well, so that's a bit easier.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a game. There's
the game.
There's a comic book. Yeah.
Injustice 2. I heard that was highly rated. Injustice 2, the fighting game, right?
Oh yeah, the fighting game.
But the original one would be the one where Superman goes dark. Okay. So that's the story which the first Injustice movie the first Injustice game would be the one that would match more to the movie that may come out.
That may, like, very unlikely may, but yeah.
That's why we say may come out.
Yeah. Do you remember this guy?
Yeah, Ryan Choi.
He's the Atom. So interestingly, Zack Snyder actually pitched an Atom Justice League spin-off.
Oh, I didn't know this. Okay.
So he was gonna pitch this whole Asian, a whole Justice League with all Asians in it. So I have been pitching Warner to do an Atom movie with him in China, like a Chinese cast superhero movie. So if he had done that, he would have beaten Marvel to the game because Marvel's now doing Shang-Chi.
Yeah, Shang-Chi and The Legend of the Ten Rings.
But yeah, I think it was cool that we got to see Ryan Choi, even though it was pretty brief, like in the movie for a bit.
And we even see the Joker in this movie.
Yeah, right at the end.
Yeah, that was an additional scene that he shot, like with Jared Leto.
Yeah.
Oh, it's extra scene. Okay, so they just shot it for this movie. This
yeah. So that was he called Jared Leto in to say, "Hey."
Yep. At least they didn't put him into clown makeup.
Yeah.
So this one was bearable for you. It's not a clown. Yeah.
Yeah, that one is more like a scarred face, not really clown-like. I mean, the clown makeup stuff really gets me. I completely cannot.
What do you think of him in Suicide Squad? So this is what he looks like in the Snyder Cut. Now this is what he looks like.
Yeah, that's quite different as well.
Yeah.
But as well, both of them are not clowns.
Yeah, that's true. They're not clowns. Yeah. The clown would be Phoenix version.
Yeah, that one I could not see at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that conversation with that was a good conversation. The dialogue between Batman and Joker.
Yeah, it was. I think Zack Snyder was saying how, because he thinks that Snyder Cut is probably his last DC movie, and so he wanted to at least have a scene with Batman and Joker in it.
Okay. Yeah.
So he says yes. He had to have at least one scene with both of them together, if this were to be his last DC movie.
Yeah, makes sense. The most famous hero-villain combo.
Well, at least they gave Jared Leto a bit more time because he hardly had any part in the Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah, he kind of like, I don't know, only
it was just like a nothing story for him.
Yeah.
10 seconds.
Yeah.
But the conversation between him and Batman was like, even in the story of Batman, his interaction with the Joker is always the most like important part of the story, because the Joker is like practically the Batman's biggest enemy.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what was that? Chris Nolan's Dark Knight. Classic. Classic Batman Joker.
Yeah, that was one of the best Batman.
Yeah. Really good. A lot better story, at least. I definitely give it to Zack Snyder to have this Snyder Cut. He's definitely improved the movie.
I mean, I'm just and also I'm just glad that that we finally get to see his vision for what he had in mind all along, right?
Yeah.
He's got a plan. Like he started with Man of Steel and then VVS and then Justice League, and I think the intention is to have 2 more. But at least
Batman v Superman was still not a great movie either. They rushed that one as well.
Yeah, that's true. But I think a lot of criticism is, like it was really dark and really grim. But
they could have split that into like multiple movies.
Yeah, that's true. It's a bit cramped.
Yep, and they introduced Wonder Woman in there with no backing again. So she came in like for some main reason that she'll be eventually in a new movie. So that was a bit confusing as well in that movie.
Yeah, why did she pop up?
I guess the first Wonder Woman movie, when it came out later, I guess that kind of explained her story, but it was later though.
Yeah, it was later though, but it still didn't explain why she was in the movie. Like they just randomly dumped her in that movie and say that they're going to make a new movie out of her.
Yeah, it just appeared out of nowhere.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. They really have to get their storytelling a bit better.
A bit better. But even when Superman, I think Superman, he died. Okay, no, he died at the end. So yeah. Anyway, that's all right.
Yeah, he died at the end. Yes.
Yeah.
At the end of BVS.
Yeah. But at least they included that scene, like an extended version of that scene at the beginning of this Justice League movie.
Yeah, that was good. Connective. Yeah. To show that Superman has died.
But that, is better storytelling because that's the direct aftermath of what happened in that movie.
Yep.
But Batman v Superman was still not a great movie because it still doesn't explain the heads of tails of that movie as well. But at least he explains how the aftermath of that flows into the Justice League movie.
Yep.
It's the flow which I'm having a problem with. It's not really connected.
Yeah, the flow from one movie to another, isn't it? Yeah.
They just dump things here and there, stories here and there with and characters here and there, like they're important characters, but they make no sense in the story at that time. So why are they in there?
Yeah. So I think he was setting up a lot of things, and I think maybe his intention was that over time he will explain it. But then audiences were like, "Oh, what's happening?"
Yeah, every time they explain it, not really. Doesn't really work that way. Which is why with the Snyder Cut, at least they had the backstory of Aquaman before the Aquaman movie, at least.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because it's going to lead up to the Aquaman movie. They had the bit of backstory of Aquaman in this, like what's going on now.
Yeah.
And then they continue with there.
Yeah.
That's better storytelling, not a mess of mismatch.
Yeah, which is why the version we saw, right, the condensed 2-hour version didn't
explain much.
Any sense. Yeah,
it definitely didn't make any sense. Too much mashed up together with nothing.
Yeah, I know it's in hindsight, but if they released the 4-hour version back in 2017 and made it 2 movies and then released the standalone, that would have been even better.
They could have.
Yeah, that's in hindsight.
Now this is what Zack Snyder actually has planned if he's allowed to do further movies. So Superman and Lois Lane actually becomes the new Batman because Bruce Wayne's gonna die. So his intention is to have Bruce Wayne die and Superman and Lois Lane.
So that would be a different story than the comics then.
Well, yeah, he's gonna maybe take a bit from Injustice and then have Batman die to prevent injustice from happening, and then I think.
So no Damian Wayne.
Well, Damian Wayne's. Hang on. Oh yeah, no Damian Wayne. Jason Todd's dead, isn't it? Yeah, in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jason Todd, dead.
Yes.
Yeah, it seems like it's a different story than the comics as well.
Anyway, but yeah, that's just some of his plans.
I don't know if you read about, like, apparently Superman and Lois Lane's son is actually Batman's son, right? Oh, Bruce Wayne's son, because Bruce Wayne had a thing with Lois Lane. Did you read that somewhere?
Really?
Was that in the comics?
I just read it today somewhere, so I don't know if it's in the comics, but
are you talking about in the comics or in the Snyder version?
I'm actually not sure.
Maybe we can look it up. I think I read the article saying it was part of the maybe part of the comics.
It might have been.
And that's why Superman went evil or something.
I thought Superman went evil because Lois
The
died
Darkseid.
Because Lois died.
at the hands of the Joker. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Darkseid used the anti-life equation to control Superman or something.
Yeah, I don't think that story is in the comics because the one I know, Damian Wayne is the son of Talia al Ghul and Batman.
Yes, that's Damian Wayne.
Who
And
becomes
Talia
Ernest's
being the daughter of Ra's al Ghul.
brother. Yeah.
Russian cool, yeah.
But yeah, I don't think Zack Snyder was gonna use Ra's or Talia. Chris Nolan did. Chris Nolan used
Chris Nolan did. Yeah.
and Ra's in Batman Begins.
But they killed both of them. So that story is if. But this is a different Batman, and there's going to be a new Batman. Yeah,
It's gonna be
Robert
Robert
Pattinson.
Pattinson Batman.
Let's see how that goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. When's that coming out?
Next year,
This year or next year?
2022.
Even though the trailer's already out, but
The trailer's
Yeah.
out, yeah.
There
And we
was a-
still don't have a trailer for Shang-Chi, and it's coming
Yeah.
like this year.
that's weird. It's coming very
I
soon.
find that like really weird. Like, why don't we even have a trailer? It's really interesting. Yep.
Here's something else that's interesting because how Sony's story ended in so Snyder's original Justice League 2 and 3. So what's gonna happen? Superman is very much the mythic, godlike hero Snyder intended him to be. Black Superman suit replaces his iconic red and blue outfit. What happens next? Yeah, Lois' relationship with Superman was supposed to form the crux of his development moving forward. So in Justice League 2, yeah, we see evil Superman, obviously.
Post-apocalyptic world.
Yeah, which would be the Injustice type story.
Oh, actually, Birdie may be right. The fact that Bruce may be responsible for Lois Lane's pregnancy.
Yeah, I think I read something like that. It could have been this article actually.
Interesting. So that's quite different to like the comics.
Yeah. Okay. A new story then.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So anti-life equation, attracting the Darkseid, looking to take it for himself, and Darkseid wanting to Superman to submit to the darkness. So he actually is the one who kills a pregnant Lois with his optical omega beams.
And that again is different to the comics.
His will, yes. So not quite the comics, but the same idea of evil Superman.
Because it got possessed by the anti-life equation, isn't it? It's
Yes.
the evilness that caused him to do that.
Justice League 3 would have had
Green Lantern.
Green Lantern, Deadshot, and Mera fighting against evil Superman. And they would have sacrificed themselves to give the Flash time to use the Cosmic Dreadmule to go back in time. So remember that scene in BVS?
Yeah.
Where we saw Bruce...
They mentioned it in the movie as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Bruce did mention it. He saw a future Flash or something warning him about something. And it's actually to warn him about this, to save Lois from Darkseid. So in other words, to actually prevent the whole injustice nightmare thing from happening. Bruce tells him that he's the father of Lois' child.
Okay.
And then Bruce throws himself in front of Darkseid's Omega beams sparing Lois and reinvigorating Superman's spirit instead of crushing it. And so, because Lois Lane doesn't die, she gives birth to Batman's son.
That is just a weird story. I don't think I would agree with it.
And then, well, Batman has died, and I guess that's why they call him Bruce Kent or something in his memory.
Bruce Kent.
Superman and Lois' child, who's actually Bruce Wayne's child.
That story does not tend to make much sense.
So who knows?
But now that they released the actual plan of the story, like they might change it around. If they do go around to making it, they might change it now.
Oh, because he's already told us his plans.
Yeah.
But then there would probably be a bit of backlash from like the comic book readers, because it's not like true to like the comics.
Well, they could say this is the Snyderverse. He can do whatever he wants.
Probably
doesn't have to hold true to the comics. He can take pieces.
Yeah.
From here.
Yeah, I guess
there,
he could take pieces here and there. Yeah.
which is already done anyway.
Yeah, I guess like Marvel, like they got to add new bits to the story, right? Like their own.
Yeah, but at
their
least
own
it's
version.
not completely changing it completely over.
Yeah, that one's a bit extreme. Yeah.
Yeah, that's an extreme change. Like creating a new like plot. Yeah.
Well, Choi and
Anyways.
Elseworld. He said it's gonna be an Elseworld from now on. It's not canon, so it's okay.
What do you call it? Elseworld? What?
Yeah, I call it an Elseworld story. So in DC, there's this idea of Elseworld, which is kind of like doesn't happen in
different
continuity.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
What if what if story? What if Superman didn't crash land in Kansas, but into Russia? So they've got the whole Red Sun storyline, which is not.
Or Marvel's What If is kind of be something similar.
Yeah, something like that.
But considering even in the comics, the whole Injustice thing was also an Elseworld.
Yeah, that's true. That's right. Yeah, it doesn't take place in continuity.
And then apparently the main continuity comes to the Elseworlds one, so it's Superman versus Superman.
Oh yeah, just like the back in the 80s, that version. It's
80s.
They had a Superman versus Superman.
The whole Injustice story, like apparently they go to a different. The Injustice was a Elseworld.
Yeah.
But then the main continuity that's changed and didn't go through that. One where Lois died and one where Lois lived.
Yeah.
Those two Superman fought. Because
different universes.
The Superman that lived went into the Elseworld where Lois died.
Went into the Elseworld that Lois died.
Yeah.
So I guess they come from different dimensions.
But then they didn't really agree with each other because his Lois is still alive and the other Superman was dead.
Oh wow, that's confusing.
Yeah, it's confusing.
Ultimate dimensions timeline. I guess.
It's confusing. Definitely confusing.
Did you know that Zack Snyder's definitive version is actually a black and white version that he's gonna release on HBO Max?
Oh, okay. Black and white.
Yeah, cool. So they're doing the same thing like they did with Logan. They had an official like black and white version.
Yes.
Oh really? Oh, Logan.
And Mad Max. What was it? Fury Road or something?
Yeah, it was like Logan Noir or something.
Yeah.
It's black and white.
Interesting.
Question is, would you watch this in black and white for 4 hours?
Probably not.
It's official, see? It's coming.
Oh.
Black and white. It calls it, so the official name is Justice League. Justice is Grey. Coming soon to HBO Max.
Okay.
I still prefer the color. Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Probably won't watch the whole thing for 4 hours.
Yeah, no, probably not. Well, anyway, we've been at this for about an hour already.
Okay.
Yeah, we've done a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Just one point. Mera, like, even I know she didn't appear a lot, but she had a couple of scenes underwater.
Yes.
Right? And
Yeah,
she was
they added
talking-
scenes for that one at least.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. And I noticed she was talking in
more
a British accent.
Different accent. Yeah.
Yeah, you noticed that? Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it makes it sound more like royalty, I guess.
Yeah, I think it suits better. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just better.
We've seen Mera.
Yeah.
Because we didn't see her at all, right, in the 2017 version.
No, we did.
Just a little bit.
Just for like a really brief period.
Scene?
Very brief, yeah. But I think they extended that scene with Mera.
Yeah, I think it was like only about a minute or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we then saw more of her in the movie Aquaman.
Yeah. And we also see Willemm Dafoe again.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Character's name.
Volker.
Volker.
That's it, yeah. Okay.
Because he was not in the movie at all originally.
Yeah.
But then he was in the Aquaman movie. So at least they had that sort of connection again. That connection makes more sense.
That was good. That was a good connection. Yeah.
Then the Aquaman movie could start stronger and make more sense.
Exactly.
That's the connection I'm trying to look for. But yeah, the original never had that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's we did cut it a lot.
Not well connected.
Yeah. I think DC has the problem with the connections.
Yeah.
Different, like you said, different companies make it harder. Yeah.
Well, to be honest, what Marvel has done is just unprecedented, right? It's not as easy as it looks. It's actually really hard.
Really hard. Yeah. I think they did a pretty good job.
But at least they have the central studio, so they all have their own planning together. Like even with Avengers Endgame, how many directors came together?
Yeah.
A lot.
And not only that, starred in the movie.
I think it's both a good thing and a bad. I mean, some directors have complained, to be honest, in that they felt a lot of pressure to
collaborate.
Well, yeah, because they all have to look consistently similar in terms of look and everything. Whereas in the DC world, as you say, right, they can each director can have his own style, which kind of more creative freedom.
Well, the thing is with Marvel, they can do their own style. They just have to make sure they still have that same connection.
Yeah.
Like when Taika Waititi did Ragnarok, that was utterly different than anything we've seen previously.
Yeah.
And that was very different stuff. Yeah, true.
But that was still connected.
Yes.
Yeah, the story, the main story
because the main story still flowed, so that was still a good movie.
Still linked to the Infinity Stones. Yeah.
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 Well, but yeah, I mean, it obviously has to adhere to the Marvel action comedy style. Like you wouldn't have someone suddenly like Zack Snyder coming in to do a gritty, serious Marvel movie. I don't see that happening. So that's what I mean.
Yeah. And when Deadpool has his own movie in Marvel, it's still going to be rated R.
Yeah. It's good to keep it that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything else?
Any last thoughts?
In the Snyder Cut, I'm trying to think of anything else. I think we've covered most things. It's a 4-hour movie. So
Yeah.
There's probably more things, but we probably won't get into that.
Won't get into it, I guess.
Too nitpicky.
Yeah.
I just hope they make something out of the Flashpoint. Like they they touched on Flashpoint. I hope they revisit that in the next DC movies.
Yeah, they
that's
will.
the idea of the Flash movie, that they will make it a Flashpoint movie.
Yeah,
great.
they will. Although, yeah, it's moved on from Zack Snyder's original plan, so they're gonna do their own thing now.
Okay. Back to the own thing.
Yeah, that's gonna be kind of disconnected again.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Yeah, that's all right. I like Ezra Miller plays a good Flash. I think Ezra Miller. You can say like Flash. It's like the DC version of Quicksilver, right?
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah, I guess the final question is: will you go see it again if this Snyder Cut's released? I think we talked about this just then, right? IMAX.
Yeah. I would. Yeah.
Yeah, probably yes.
4 hours with a 10-minute intermission.
I probably would.
Get this extra large popcorn. Yeah.
Extra large popcorn. Yeah.
Extra large Coke.
Extra large screen.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Okay.
I think we covered all our bases.
Yeah.
Any last thoughts, or what would you score the movie now?
Oh, okay. Yeah. You go, Marcus. You go first.
Probably 7.5, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was the original score?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, to be honest, I didn't totally hate it because I thought it was kind of fun in a way, even though it wasn't anything special. But yeah, it just felt very rushed and
rushed and disconnected.
Yeah. But at least this one fleshed out a lot of the backstories and characters and yeah, it's as I said, it's like the purest vision of like Zack Snyder's vision of what the DC universe can be, and I think it's just good to be able to see that.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. I agree with you, Marcus. It's the vision that DC could be.
Could be, yeah, exactly.
But now I don't think it can be anymore because that plan has been
ship has sailed. Yeah,
it's been sailed.
He's given up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely agree. It's what DC story could be.
Yeah. So you get a glimpse of what Zack Snyder had in mind, to like as like a direct competitor to Marvel. This is his vision.
Yeah.
Whereas Marvel's doing their own thing, right? This is what he had in mind.
Yeah, let's consider potential in this Snyder Cut from Snyder himself. And yeah, for me, I'd say, it went from a 5 to a 7, I'd say, for me. It's a big jump.
Yeah, big jump for you as well. My jump was 2.5 to about 5.5 or 6.
Yeah.
I'm really kind of harsh in a lot of things because I tend to review a lot of products as well. So my criticism is like really critical.
Yeah. Everyone's got their own meta and media rating.
But as I said before, right, this is actually Zack Snyder's best reviewed DC movie. It's like 73% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's high. That's pretty high.
That's way higher than his previous BVS, which was like 29%. And the original Justice League, I think got about 40.
Yeah, 40. Yeah, that's very low.
Yeah, that's not great.
And the audience score is what, 96%? Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say, right? Because all his diehard fans are probably
that's
like,
true.
He's got a passionate fan base. So 96.
Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of cool.
All right.
Anyways,
leave it there.
Yeah.
And I guess I'll catch you later this week.
For next time. Yeah.
The next review. Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah. Okay.
See you guys.
See you guys.
See you guys soon. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Good night.
Bye.
Night.
Bye.